What up gamers, I'm Jason and today on Dice & Dragons I'm going to be unboxing Fast and Furious Highway Heist, published by Funko Games and designed by Prospero Hall. Now this is a cooperative game for 2 to 4 players and it plays in about 60 minutes and is for ages 12 and above. This game does seem to take a lot of inspiration from Fast and the Furious 6. A lot of the scenarios seem straight from that film. It is called Highway Heist, but in this game, you will be going through one of 3 scenarios. One is the tank assault, the other is the semi-robbery, and the last one is the chopper assault. So, not so sure where they got the name Highway Heist. What you will be doing in the game is controlling some of your favorite characters from the Fast saga: Dominic Toretto, Brian O'Connor, Tej Parker, Roman Pierce, and Letty Ortiz. As you can see, I'm a fan. You will have your own specific supercar. Well, not necessarily a supercar, but your hero car that can be American muscle and exotic sports car. You've got 4 different types to choose from. Now each car and each hero will have a special ability. You're going to be moving fast on the highway, trying to complete ridiculous, crazy stunts so that you can accomplish your goal. You will also need to avoid enemy SUVs. You can potentially crash, and you'll be performing absolutely impossible feats of athleticism as you leap from vehicle to vehicle. Now, it doesn't make much sense, but if you're a fan of the Fast and the Furious series like I am, the Fast saga, well, it happens in every film, so it makes sense that it's a part of the game. I think I've talked enough about what you will be doing in the game. Now let's take a look at what's in the box. Now we're going to take a look at what's in the box for Fast and Furious Highway Heist. It was called the Fast and the Furious, the original one, so it's always the way I tend to refer to the films. So here we have the rule book, nice list of the components, overview of the 3 scenarios in the game, and then everything looks good with regards to the information. It is a little bit of a smaller rule book, so it's a little denser in terms of the type than I would like, but everything is there. And then you've got a nice FAQ on the back in case some things were not clear in the standard rules. Well, just in the rule book. Here are the scenario guides. So you do have the tank assault scenario guide, the semi-heist scenario guide, and the last one, the chopper takedown scenario guide. Now everything is in plastic. I just pre-opened some of the plastic just to make sure it was easier to get the components out for this unboxing. Now, unfortunately, we have the board wrapped in plastic, which is something I just hate, especially as Funko tries not to wrap their games in plastic. So I do love this quote from Dominic Toretto: "It doesn't matter what's under the hood. What matters is who's behind the wheel." And then we've got the Fast and the Furious Highway Heist board. So it's a small board. This game definitely isn't going to be taking up a lot of table space. Let's go right into the cards next. I opened these up a little bit too. So each of the different scenarios has these stunt cards, which will let you get some boost actions and do some cool things. There's level 1 through level 3 stunts for all the different scenarios. And we've got 4 reference cards for the game. Are they each double-sided or no, so there are different on each side. And as you can see, just in the anatomy of these stunt cards, like chain reaction, that's a stunt. That's what you got to do. There'll be 1 boost token on it, and you get a reward for pulling it off. So lots of different things you can do. You can clothesline the enemies, grappling hook, leapfrog, so you can deal damage to the tank, which is what you're going to have to do in order to defeat it. So we're not going to take a look at all of the cards during the unboxing, but I wanted to show you what there was. And these are the enemy cards that we have. So these will be coming out when you roll the dice, depending on the die rolls that you get. So there's, once again, different scenarios. Each have their own. So meat grinder, tank escorts, place an enemy SUV in each of the 2 spaces directly behind the tank. Then when they're activated, we have these nasty things that happen. So we're not going to go through like all of these cards. Cargo thieves, so place an enemy peg on top of each player vehicle that is adjacent to an enemy SUV. So this is for the semi scenario. Follow the leader, place an enemy SUV directly behind the player vehicles player vehicle or vehicles furthest east on the road. Then when activated, each player vehicle with an enemy peg on top loses 1 cargo token, return it to the side of the scenario board. So you're trying to steal cargo, and enemy's going to get it back, and then shot surprise as you're fighting the chopper. So as you can see, this is largely based on, I'd say, Fast and the Furious 6 seems to be where we're getting a lot of the basis for this from. Now, some of these pegs are turned upside down. Well, not pegs, the cars are turned upside down. I guess it's a little easier to get them out, but just take a look at them all. So we've got, and just place them here. The models are slightly different. I'm sure if you've got any Matchbox cars or anything fun, you could probably find a better way to store these. But as you can see, they're definitely a little tricky to get out. I'm not sure if I'm going to put them back in this spot or just have them stored on there. So these are the 5 different player cards. No, not cards, cars. So this is a board game, so used to saying cards. Also check underneath. We got a whole lot more components, so we'll take a look at that in just a second. But these represent the different vehicles that you can choose for your players. Here we've got the big bad enemies, of course. These are a little difficult to get up. I love the fact that it moves. So we've got the semi-truck. Here we've got the tank. And we're not going to set it up, but we have the chopper, which will attach to that peg for it. Now, it's a 4-player game. I wonder if the purple could be an enemy car, actually. But we've got the 4-player pegs, just to denote where our player is, if they are in the car, on the semi, maybe even on the tank itself, depending on what they're doing during the scenario. Now, we're not going to take these out, but we've got different cubes. So they're clearly related, as you can see, to the 4 players. And then there's 3 cubes. I believe these are the Tej cubes, as that character has a special ability that involves different cubes. Here we've got the different dice that we're going to make to the first skill. So you can get 2 successes, a success and a boost, a blank. Now boosts, we've got the boost tokens that we'll look at in a minute that will let you turn these into successes. Here we've got the enemy dice with different symbols, which will refer to enemy cars, enemy pegs, SUVs, and even making some type of movement, as well as potentially even drawing other nasty things. So you don't want to, you'll be rolling this after each of your turns, but hopefully you don't roll the really bad outcomes. Now these represent all of the enemy SUVs, which can also be captured by players later on in the game. We also have the enemy pegs, so we'll just take 2 of them out just to show you. So here we've got the peg and the SUV. Fairly straightforward as to what we've got here. We'll get that put back away. I do like the fact that a lot of this stuff is pre-punched. So here we've got just a bunch of different tokens. We've got, like our character tokens. I think that's Tej. Just take a look at what we've got here. And so we've got our underlight tokens. I think that's just a signal that where we are in our SUV. We've got cargo tokens. Now, it's cool that they're all in one bag. It's definitely not all that useful when I'm trying to unbox the game. So we've got different tokens. So these relate to different character special abilities. We've got the underlight tokens for the vehicles. I'm probably going to separate these into at least some different baggies, but they're the boost tokens that you can get. We'll put these away now. It'll just be a little easier to get this cleaned up now rather than later. It's not so bad having the boost and the cargo tokens together. They can all live together for now, but we'll definitely get this sorted into 2 bags. One for stuff that is, well, maybe 3 bags. I'm not quite sure. Well, before I put it back, let's take a look at these. So we got 3 Tej tokens, and this looks like a Mia or a Letty token. We haven't even seen the characters yet, so I'm going to get on and take a look at that. And to do that, we're going to lift out the tray. Ironic that it doesn't fit as well back in after we take it all out, but we've got a whole bunch more components. I guess we're going to have to store this stuff underneath the box. At least there's plenty of room. I'd actually forgotten that this was under there, so I didn't pre-prep the packages. But because there's a nice hole there, it's fairly easy to open up. So as you can see, we've got the 4 different cars. So I'm not sure what the purple car is, probably an opponent in the chopper takeout. So we've got the American Muscle Car, the Import Racer. Now each of them has their own special ability. Street Drifter, the Exotic Supercar. They fit next to your player boards as such. And let's get this opened up. At least with the plastic, it's got a nice big corner, so it's fairly easy to get open. So we'll take a look at what we've got here. So Dominic Toretto, you've got his skills. Just in terms of like speed control, athletics, and defense, his special ability, and then the actions he can take. We've got Brian O'Connor. Now I'm guessing they went with this art because they just couldn't get the actors' likenesses. So special ability, same setup as Dom. Letty, you notice they can also only have 3 boost tokens. Roman Pierce, his special ability can have 5 as well. We have Tej Parker. And Han Solo. So that wasn't a Mia token, it was a Letty token, which makes more sense that it's Letty in the game instead of Mia. And that gives you an idea how this stuff fits. And we'll just take a look at the scenario boards. I would love to put this, see, that got dinged a little bit, but wasn't so bad getting it opened. Take a look at what we've got here. So it details the tank assault and the tank strength. We've got the semi-heist, rules for the semi-heist, as well as the chopper takedown. So we got everything that we need to play the game. So there you have it. We've taken a look at all of the components for Fast. Oh, it's going to be tricky to get this in. I'm really not a fan of this storage aspect. Actually, I guess it could be higher up. I don't remember if these were quite on top of each other. Let's try it like this. Yeah, that works better than it was. Didn't put it back in the right way though, so let's get it turned the way it was. That actually fits well. So there you have it. We've seen all the components for the Fast and the Furious Highway Heist, even though you're fighting a tank and a chopper and all the sorts of crazy stuff that they do in the Fast and the Furious movies. I'll get everything put away. We just got to get this board back in. Everything does fit fairly well, I must admit, so that's always a nice thing. Now, keep it right here, as I'll be coming back at you with a quick outro. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you saw, don't forget to click that like button, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when our next video is released. Also, down below in the video description, you'll find links to all of our social media feeds, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you would like to see pictures of Julie and I playing Fast and Furious Highway Heist, when we get it to the table, they'll be on all those feeds. And also down there is our link to multizone.ca. You'll click that link, you'll get 10% off your next purchase, and it's a great way for you to support the channel as a portion of that purchase is returned to us. And now popping up in front of me are going to be links to some of our previously released videos. Over here will be our most recent release, and over here is going to take you to, when it's available, our review and how to play a Fast and the Furious Highway Heist. Until then, don't forget, keep playing games.